75 years ago, our fathers returned, battle-weary, spirits burned. As young kids, we grew up in awe, often asking, Dad, what do you do in the war? And as years passed by, less and less appeared at each role. But even today, old mates still meet, talking to the small hours, drinking whiskey neat. And only they can remember, as only they can, their fallen comrades in a foreign land. Finally, fathers, do one more thing for us before you die. Put anger and hatred and bitterness aside. And when you're gone, we'll stand there and remember you with pride. My father was, as I say, was a wonderful father. Outspoken, got a good sense of humour. He worked hard, and when he came home, he helped as and when he had to. And he was a grafter, without a doubt. In his spare time, he'd go up the road, he had an allotment, and he'd grow his own vegetables. And that would sum my dad up. He was just always working, you know, he just loved to work. About 3 or 4 of them, but then he seemed to have acquired a few others. I think my dad, after the war, yeah, he just got his head down, and he said to my mum, Reen, he said, I'm going to start cleaning windows just for now. And of course that was 1949, and he was still doing it in the mid-80s. Most people were just getting over the war, you know, and building lives and building businesses or whatever. And then one day when I was 12 years old, he took me to see a film, and that was called The Longest Day. And it started off, and there was a few scenes. It was night time, and this gliders were going through the sky, and I didn't know really much about that. And my dad started to squeeze my arm. He was reliving it then. It was incredible. And then he fully explained what was going on then, and it just blew my mind, you know. Let's get that. This little trip we're doing is going to be quite unique because that's going to be the first grandson to go there. Yeah, I have shared it, and they do know about it. And as I say, I'm taking Jack. He's fascinated by it, you know, and hopefully he's going to pick up the vision of it, you know. And I want to keep the memory going. It's as simple as that. The action was very fast, and it was incredibly intense, basically. Their job was to go just after midnight, land in Normandy, and there was 2 bridges, the Orne and the Caen bridges, that had to be captured, and they wanted to capture them intact.
Which group? No,
They wanted to keep the German panzers coming through when they realised, obviously, that things were happening on the beaches. Ham and Jam was the 2 code names for the 2 bridges. I mean, my dad describes what it was like in the glider. He said that the speed that they came down was just quite phenomenal. They were absolutely crapping themselves. And of course Jim Warwick landed literally yards from the bridge. And then they all ran out, and it was absolute mayhem. And my father eventually managed to get across Pegasus Bridge firing his gun. And then he found his good friend Danny Brotheridge, but he was badly injured. And sadly he died shortly afterwards. And he thought, what a waste, how sad is this? And then the gunfire carried on, and Dad had to carry on. And it was almost chaotic, but they managed to hold the bridge intact, which was the key thing. After my father went into this cafe, and it had obviously been occupied by the Germans for a long time, but he went down to the cellar. There was this young child, cowered in the corner, totally terrified.
And my dad gave her a little look and a little hug, and he gave her a bar of chocolate. And apparently they kept up the tradition for a number of years.
I knew that he was involved in D-Day and the storming of Pegasus Bridge, but I didn't expect him to be so influential. I didn't know the extent to which he stormed over the bridge and charged with his machine gun. And I've always wanted to go for many, many years, and now we've had the opportunity. It's just fantastic to relive his footsteps.
Oh, they landed here, and look how close it was to the bridge. You know, you think it was pitch black, it was midnight. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's incredible what they did.
When I go to Pegasus Bridge now, there's very few what I call first generation, but second generation, that's who I'll be relating with, because we're the ones that are now reaching our 70s and keep the memory going and to keep it down in history. And of course it's personal history as well.
This
Nice to meet
is
you.
Wally Parr's great-grandson.
Good.
Yeah.
My granddad, many say he's a lot like Wally Parr. He really, really speaks with passion about the war, and he's really pleased and really happy that he's had the opportunity to show me his father's footsteps and my great-grandfather's footsteps. I do feel very, very lucky for my great-grandfather to have done what he has done. It really makes me feel proud. I'm really looking forward to sharing with other members of my family, my closest friends, because not everyone understands the individual impact of each person on D-Day. The number of people that lost their lives so that we have what we have today. It really makes you think, it's just, what am I doing? What am I contributing to, you know, the next generation?
It is important for the younger generation, and I always want to keep the story alive, so I want to still keep going, because it is a special place in my mind and heart, you know. I think my dad would be absolutely thrilled, like, you know, he would really be pleased, like, and yes, I mean, he'd be looking up from somewhere.